Hello, all you hardcores. Welcome to part 2. We're joined by Andy, the Scotsman from Aberdeen.
How we doing, Ross? All right.
All right. How many millions of people live in Scotland, Andy?
I think it's about. I think there's more people in London. I think there's only 5.5 million in Scotland. Like,
There's a big empty place then, isn't it?
oh, aye, magic.
You
Can I
like
just
all
say a
that?
bit?
Yeah, go on. You like all them lanes up there so you can take your cars out and give them some thrash, don't you?
That's right. Yeah, there's some brilliant roads there. Some fantastic roads. Can I just say a big shout out to all your other contributors on the channel? Enjoyed Alec was on his debut. That was brilliant. He's got a good knowledge of boxing. And Adam as well. Adam and who's the other boy for forgetting his name. My memory's going crazy tonight. Who's the other Irish guy?
Alex,
Oh,
Adam's fairly new, isn't he?
Adam's good, he's got some brilliant knowledge, He's got a lot more knowledge than I've got.
Mike is not been on. He's good, isn't he? The West Brom fan.
He's a good lad, Yeah, I've been enjoying some of that stuff,
I think I had another lad on recently as well. I forgot his name for a minute now. He were good as well.
I like Alec. He was good. He's up in Aviemore. I used to go there on my holidays. Aviemore's about 70 miles from me. Well, I'm in Perth. I'm not actually in Aberdeen.
I had another guy on it. I had another guy on as well. I forgot his name now. He's only been on once. He were on last week. He were really good as well. But there were Alex on as well. We have another kid on. I forgot. It's gone from me.
I've maybe still to see that one.
It's been one of them weekends. What day are we on here? Wednesday night. It's been a long week.
I've just been that busy. I've tried to catch up with everything. I've seen two latest ones. Adam, I've still to see number 3. I think I started watching that earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. I've only seen the first 5 minutes, but I'll catch up with that later on.
Yeah.
But, is he on about building a man cave or something?
Hey?
Was he talking about building a man cave?
Oh, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He lives in San Francisco. I don't know what they do over there. It's he seems a pretty smart enough kid, doesn't he?
Oh, he's on.
He's
on it, isn't he?
Pretty switched on, isn't he? He reminds me of Rico and Julian a little bit. Pretty switched on.
Oh, aye, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank all the hardcore fans for the nice comments they put on the videos as well. I've seen a few nice comments on there, so we'll raise a glass. Cheers, good health to the channel, and prosperous 2024.
Yeah. Big shout out to Richard. I don't know what country he's in now. I'm not sure if it's Romania or something. He's got it made, hasn't he?
He's a good guy. I like Richard. He's a good guy. Yeah.
We'll give Julian a shout out, even though he's retired for the time being. He'll be back on the Western Front soon, Julian.
Yeah, he's a brilliant guy. I keep in touch with Julian since you give me his
he's
number.
all right.
He's a good guy, Julian.
Boxing can do that to you, though, can't it, Andy? That's what it does.
If you've been involved with it, like him and like yourself, and as passionate as you are, the frustration gets to a point where you've got to take a step back now and again.
Yeah, I understand, and maybe that's what Dave Allen needs to do. I know people keep saying you're digging him out, but is he gonna knuckle down? He's a 32 in a couple of weeks, right? He could take a year out and go somewhere for a year, couldn't he? You could live on 200 quid a week for a year. You only need a camper van. Do you know what I mean? He could graft for a year and come back like a butcher's dog as a bridge away and go get a belt. Couldn't he?
What he should do is go and live with Big John Fury in that shed or that caravan thing for a year, like eating hot stew.
Yeah. 10-kilometer runs in the morning. in
Big John chasing him about in his long johns with a big stick.
10 kilometers in 45 minutes.
That would sort them out, wouldn't it?
Do you know when I had to go to it the second time, I was spewing my ring up. I knew anyway when I looked at my watch, I thought, I ran my nuts off as well.
I started. I went to the gym last Wednesday
I
and
went
started.
through. You what?
I went to the gym last Wednesday and I thought I was only going to do some like hard, fast walking on the treadmill, and I walked for 3 minutes, and I thought, I'm going to run for 5 minutes. I ran for 5 minutes. I started getting this bloody chest pain though. I started getting paranoid with chest pains. So then I walked for about another 4 minutes, but then I felt sort of jarred my back or something. I hadn't run for years now, but I want to get back into it. But I need to just go do some fast walking for a couple of weeks and then try run. But when you get older, it's it's easy to pick up silly injuries.
Sure is.
Takes longer to recover as well. So
Yeah.
I do need to get back into it.
Need to get back into it. Good man. What do you think to Canelo Munguia being announced?
Was that being announced now? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Canelo
So
Munguia.
it should be Thingy's fighting though. Who did we talk about the last time?
Benavidez.
Benavidez, that should be him that's fighting.
I mean, what's happened to these people? Why can't they just give us what we want? Are they just willing to just push everybody away from boxing? Hey,
So it's like, it's frustrating, isn't it?
right, what are they doing? What are they doing, those people? They're just dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out. A bit like Chris Eubank Jr. Where's he going with his career here? Is he what is he? Is he a gimmick fighter? Do they want to take any challenges? Kell Brook, at least, is entitled to like a gimmick fight, but he don't want a gimmick fight. He wants to fight proper fights, doesn't he?
Is you in the world of Eubank fighting Crawford? What, has that been mooted? Is that just nonsense?
I saw that on social media. I can't see that. Can you?
I didn't think so, no, I didn't. I thought it was a bit of a strange one. I thought, where's that come from? Was he not meant to be fighting that other belt holder? I forget the guy's name. Is it WBO champion? He was being mooted as fighting him at one point.
Oh, Crawford.
No, Eubank Jr.
Oh yeah, no, he ain't fighting. Listen, mate, he's not going to fight anybody with an heartbeat, is he? Unless it's
No.
a fight. Whereas if he loses, he gets really paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big, gets paid big, and he don't mind losing. Or if he wins and it's not for as good money, he's not going to put his neck on line, is he?
Nah, I don't think so. He needs to get a move on. You thought, well, if he keeps the momentum up after beating,
He's
Liam
been
Smith,
around forever, doesn't he, Eubank Jr.?
yeah, and his career's just kind of dragged along, innit? It's no been at any. He's never had any sort of momentum. That's what it feels like, anyway, does it? Probably since he fought Groves.
Yeah. What do you think to these trainers now at the moment? They're like characters and legends in their own lifetimes, aren't they? You know, if you line them up, we've got like obviously you've got Joe G, you know, your Peter Furies, Dominic Ingalls, you know, them people. Then you've got your Tibbses, your Simses, McCrackens. Then you've got these new wave now. You know,
Yeah.
Shake McGuigan, Ben Davidson, you know, people like that coming on scene. What do you make of it all?
I like Shane McGuigan. I think we talked about that last time. I'm kind of warming a bit to Ben Davison, to be fair. I'm kind of warm. He seems to be less all about himself at the moment, isn't he? So unless that's just a phase he's going through, it's like he's taking a backward step from away from sort of social media side of things, from what I've seen anyway. But
Tunde,
I
he's
like,
isn't he? Tunde Ajayi, he's come from nowhere, hasn't he? But I don't see him piling any belts up.
no. Like I said, I like Billy Nelson. He speaks
He's a
well.
bit old school, Billy, isn't he? He's not a bit like them. He's not going to start handing
No.
spreadsheets out, is he?
No, and he'll tell you the truth. I think there's no BS with Billy. I don't think.
Know what?
No BS, no bullshit with him. I think he's quite a straight talker, isn't he?
Yeah. Women's boxing. Right. Who's the big star now if we take Savannah and Clarissa Shields out of the sport, who's the big star? Katie Taylor looks like she's ready to go, doesn't she?
Maybe
Who's left
Cameron,
to them three? Chantel Cameron,
I would say so.
I
Maybe her.
think, yeah.
Yeah. She the fact she beat Taylor put herself on the map there, didn't she? So and I think she got the tactics wrong in the second fight, or what is there's going to be a third fight, isn't there?
You think?
They've mooted it anyway, isn't there? But haven't heard any concrete plans for it. But
It will what? Mooted?
yeah, I tell you, what do you call her? Caroline Dubois is probably an up and coming star in women's boxing, isn't she?
Yeah. Hey, that Adrian King, have you heard of him? Curtis Woodhouse's fighter. I reckon he's good,
I heard you talking about him with Adam, saying he's the next big thing.
Yeah, he's
Big
only
puncher.
a teenager, freakish power.
That'd be good to see then, eh?
Got that Wilder type build as well. Honestly, he's a freak. A punch freak. Yeah, he's a freak, they reckon. Like Tommy Fletcher, that cruiserweight. Well, Mark Tibbs got.
When's he turning pro? Is he turn pro?
I think he's any day or something, or he might have done. I think it's any day.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. Look
Look at
forward
it.
to seeing him.
Sorting all paperwork out. Adrian King, remember, what's his name? Hang on, me just ask him. 2 seconds.
I'm going to take a note of that name.
2 seconds, let me just send this text. Kurt, has your fighter Adrian, has he already signed pro or what? Let us know. Yeah, so he's got a great puncher. That Adrian King. Tommy Fletcher's a massive puncher, Mark Tibbs got. He's a freak, him, cruiserweight.
Uh-huh. How many fights has he had?
Tommy Fletcher, he's only like had 2 handfuls of fights around about that, but it's cruiserweight. But he's putting people through orbit onto Button Moon, mate. Straight there, no messing about. Sat up on moon with them 100. With them 100 that Big John Fury put up there and Georgie Groves. Do you know what I mean? What?
I seen he's talking big tomato can. Buddha. Big Joe Egan. I seen he was doing
Jam Roly Poly.
Roly Poly, yeah.
Yeah, well, you'd think Groves would do a good interview with him, wouldn't you? I haven't seen it, but do you know what? I'm warming to George Groves anyway. I'm warming to him because him and Cobra are mates now, so I'm like warming to him. He's a bit quirky, isn't he? He did annoy me with that Rubik Cube, though.
Oh.
If I'd have been a boxer and I'd have been in his weight division, I'd have been wanting to jump on his head.
Just dropped my mouse.
If you were my opponent and he had a Rubik Cube like that, Andy.
Just do your head in it.
Andy, do you know when you look back at the heavyweight division in the 70s, right? And then you look at it now, what differences do you see from like 50 years ago, going back to 1974, or going back to when Ali came back, yeah? Right, going back to when Ali came back, that era, up to when Ali faded, when they brought him back for that 1980 fight. So let's go back for that 10-year period, the golden period that they say. Are we getting that golden period now? Or are they all too late or long in the tooth when we're going it? What do you think? Are we not getting it as frequently, should I say?
I think back then everybody was fighting everybody, and I think we're starting to see that now. But for a lot of the guys, it's probably a bit late in the day compared to what it was for the guys back then. Most of them back then were probably late 20s, wouldn't they? Whereas now you're finding them mid 30s. But you've generally they're bigger fighters now, aren't they?
Yeah.
They can't fight at the same pace as what they would fight back then. Well, apart from Usyk, he could mix it back then with mean, it was 15-round fights, but they did fight at a pace. If you watch like Larry Holmes versus Ken Norton or something, that was quite a fast-paced fight, wasn't it, for heavyweights?
Yeah.
But then the one is
slug feast, wasn't it?
just a full bore. Or Ron Lyle and George Foreman. That's a crack fight, isn't it?
Oh.
Just
Yeah.
that's just a
You know
war.
that you know when people go on about Larry Holmes to me, right? It's like all they talk about is his jab. Have you ever seen Larry Holmes when he's inside? He's vicious.
There's a lot more to him than that.
Down. He's vicious and stepping in and combinations, left, right, left, right, left, right. Oh, rapid like a brutal, scary, badass man. He always wanted to be bad.
A bad man.
Ali always wanted to be the baddest. Whatever they did, he had to be the best and the baddest. Ali. Larry Holmes were like that as well, man. These are rough, tough boys, mate.
When they put Marvis Fraser in, my mate, he just got battered him, didn't he? One round or something, and he just put it on him. And I think he felt bad about doing it, but he had to do it, didn't he? He just had to put him in his place, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Marvis Fraser. That went out to Larry, that mate.
He was waving the ref in.
That was a snack before his breakfast.
He's waving the ref in to stop it, innit? He's like, you got to stop this, eh? It's going to get hurt.
That was an espresso for Larry, that in the morning before he goes for a walk. A quick espresso, that just a snack.
Like you say, though, Tim Witherspoon gave him a hard fight, didn't he? He gave him a tough old fight.
A split decision, mate. It was a split decision.
He's probably
sorry, go on.
He's probably one of the closest to come to beating him in his prime, Tim Witherspoon. So you got to give him props for that. Yeah.
I think he got shafted against Spinks, Holmes.
I think he did. I think especially in the second fight, was it?
I think they'd had enough of him. I think they'd had enough of him.
Yeah, I think the powers that be maybe wanted him out of the way, didn't they? But
yeah.
And then he made that comment about probably just in the heat of the moment, about Rocky Marciano wasn't fit to carry his jockstrap or something like that, wasn't it? But
yeah,
he probably feels. I think he was a bit bitter after that, wasn't he? And then that's probably why he kept fighting. Just after Tyson beat him, he came back and kept fighting. He beat Ray Mercer, didn't he? When he was 42.
Hey, listen, he schooled him, didn't he?
Oh, aye. So he still had it. Even he probably fought on way too long. But he was fighting when he was 50. Was he 51 when he beat Butterbean?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been fighting at that age, but he's obviously. I don't know. He just must have liked fighting, or he's trying to prove a point, that the current crop weren't as good as the old guys.
What did you think to Tommy Morrison?
He was a good fighter, Tommy Morrison. He was an exciting fighter, wasn't he? Big puncher on that as well, wasn't he? But he couldn't match it. He couldn't mix it with Lennox Lewis, so he was obviously he stopped him in 5 rounds, didn't he? Lennox totally took him apart, dismantled him. But he was a good fighter, Tommy Morrison, wasn't he?
Would you match? Oh, Tommy, yeah, brilliant. Would you match Dylan White against Tommy Morrison?
I think Tommy Morrison would wipe him out.
Wipe him out. The can man no more.
He'd be the couldn't man.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. When I look at him, White, I think, how have you got this far on limited ability? But he's got heart, hasn't he?
He's got
he's got that one punch left hook, hasn't he? But that's about all he's really got that's world class, and he's got a world class heart, hasn't he? So if he was smart, he'd just get mega fit, because he's not always fit, is he? He just get mega fit and just do his best with what he's got. Instead of trying to be Mr. Technical, going to what's his name, Buddy McGirt. Do you know what I mean? That's dissing UK trainers in my eyes.
What he needs to work on is his footwork, I would say, if anything.
You know what? I can get behind Don Charles, and Dubois, because they've kept it, in their own area, aren't they, amongst their own circle who is going to be training with.
Yeah. So
I can get behind him, Dubois, now, although, I think it's a big stiff mute. You imagine sat next to him on a bus or something for an hour, or a coach or something. You won't get a peek out of him, would you?
You
Hey,
have to use sign language to him.
hey,
You'd have to use sign language to him, maybe.
dude.
No, he got a bit more vocal that last fight against Jarrell Miller. He started putting it on him, didn't he? I don't know what happened. If somebody gave him an injection or something, started to wake him up.
Somebody gave him a bag of Skittles, didn't they? They said if Miller starts when you see him, or if he's acting goat, just go up and put it straight on him. His arse will fall out.
Oh, thump on the floor.
Hey,
What about Eddie Hill's been a samurai? Did you know about that?
is he?
Eddie Hills. I can't remember what it was. Some martial art. He was. Was it Puppy Parsons was talking to him about somebody going for a black belt? Would it be Taekwondo? Eddie Hills used to do that. He used to be. I think he was as far as a brown belt. Brown belt, and he claimed that he was also did samurai as well or something. So I thought, is there nothing this man can't do? Have I shocked you? Shocked you into silence? I think it was Puppy Parsons that was interviewing. There was somebody interviewing him when he was talking about this. It might just be another one of Eddie's tall tales. Tales of the unexpected. Hmm. Are you still there, Russ?
Yeah, of course I am, mate. Yeah, of course I am,
All
mate. Right. Joe Joyce, right. Can he win a world title? Yes or no?
At the moment, I would say no. He might prove
No.
us wrong, though. I'd like him to prove me wrong, but at the moment, I've got to say no.
No.
No, at the moment, unless he can. I would hope he could, but I just can't see it at the moment. The next two fights, so I might have a different opinion.
What if he went to Adam Booth?
Well, that could be. That might help him, eh?
Go to Adam Booth. He's the best. The Dark World. Don't forget Adam Booth. We need to get something going for Adam Booth. We need to get him out there. I loved it when everybody were wanting to go to Adam Booth. They've all gone silent on him. He started it all off. The Dark Lord.
Maybe have to start an Adam Booth resurgence
That's
campaign.
supposed to mean that he's like strict in it or something, really, really strict in gym or something. Is that strict? He's like the Dark Lord or something.
It rules with an iron fist.
Why not just say he's a Sergeant Major instead of trying to make out you Darth Vader?
It could be
You
like
freaks. You freaks.
Sergeant Major at 8.5 hot mum. You like Windsor Davis.
I know. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. Robert Smith, what do you think about his role in all this with Ben's situation? Do you think he's come out it with credit? Because obviously, clock's closing in now in it next couple of weeks for 2 years since he's fought in the UK, innit? So it's now looking like they're going for that now, doesn't it? That's the the quiet word. Well, he's 2 years up, and we've decided just to let bygones be bygones, all that, so they could give him 4 years, but with 2 years suspended. That's what I'm hearing. So he could get 2 years for each, with 2 years suspended and time served. Do you know what I mean? Do you think if that happens, that boxing's really in a really dark place? Because he has fought twice, hasn't he? He's had £1 million worth of publicity and more, hasn't he? Do you think?
And in my mind, it's wrong. He shouldn't have been fighting. If he's banned, he should be banned worldwide, or if it's under investigation or whatever. And Robert Smith needs to get a grip and stamp his authority on the whole thing. Because if he doesn't do that, it's just taking the piss out of the fans, taking the piss out of the whole game. And it needs sorted, and it needs to be a standardised procedure right across the board, level playing field for everybody. It doesn't matter how much money somebody's got or influence or who they know or whatever. It needs to be the same for everybody, and it's just made a mockery of the whole thing, and it's just left a smelly stain on the whole sport that we love, innit?
Yeah, I think all in all, Robert Smith is his score from me for his mark out of 10 for 16 years at the helm of the British Boxing Board of Control is a 2.
Yeah,
That's because he blagged it that far.
yeah.
Let's have it right. The man's got no arsehole.
And if he doesn't do the right thing by this, he needs to go. There should be no questions. He's gone. Nah, he needs to do one.
Yeah. It's not good, mate, is it? It's not good.
Yeah.
Yui, the whisper is he's out April 20th.
Oh, I'll be looking forward to that then.
So let's see. Let's hope that once and for all, because it's been a nightmare for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just dragged on too long, isn't it? Do you know who's fighting? No.
No. So that's good news, isn't it?
Yeah. I like to see him back in the mix. Get a few wins under his belt, and then maybe he can get in the mix in Saudi and get himself some of that Saudi cash.
Yeah. What about Savannah with MMA? Do you think that's a strange move, or she just wants to try something different? Because there's no really for her at boxing, is there now? You know, and you look.
Because there's a
Is there any challenges at boxing for her?
Nah, it's probably like you said before, there's a kind of lack of depth of talent in female boxing. So she probably wants a new challenge, and wants a bigger challenge or something to float her boat. And I can see why she's going to do that. I personally, I'm not an MMA fan. I've never really followed it. But I have watched some bouts, but it's no grab me. I've always liked boxing. I'm more a traditional boxing fan.
Oh, yeah.
I've I don't know enough about it. I've watched some stuff. Uh, I think I watched Conor McGregor. Is it Khabib Nurmagomedov or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
That was, but it's like boxing. Though you'll get good fights and bad fights. Some of them will just be a hug fest, and you get that in boxing as well. But because I've watched boxing for so long, that's the sport I love. Most of it, say, yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about two trainers there, Ben Davidson and Shane McGuigan. Obviously, everybody's top pick at next guys. The next they're gonna run boxing and all that. So people are saying. I think there's a lot. So I think they need to own the crafts a bit more, but they've done well, haven't they, so far? Do you think Andy
Yeah,
Lee will fall into that bracket with them too?
yeah, he's done well with Parker,
Yeah.
hasn't he? And Lee, didn't he?
Yeah. Do you think Andy Lee will have the edge on all of them because he's been a world champion and an Olympic, and he went to Olympics, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he's been there and done it, and he was taught under Manuel Stewart, wasn't he? So he's had a top quality trainer himself when he was a fighter, isn't he? So that's probably rubbed off on him. I would say. Here's me say it's Ben Davison that trains Lee Wood, isn't it? It's no Andy Lee. I said Andy Lee there, but no, he's done well with Parker, definitely. He seems calm as well. He's got a good calm. It's like an old head on young shoulders, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Well, that's what they're saying, aren't they?
he's a good pundit at times as well, isn't
He does sit on fence though with his pals, doesn't he, like the rest of
he?
them?
Nah, they've all
What
got
do you think
splinters.
of Darren Barker's pundit work at weekend? Think it was garbage.
Parker, did I? I'm trying to think what footage I was watching. Was it see on Sky? Yeah, I
Uh,
think it was Sky he's on. I've seen on the zone.
yeah, the zone, any Barker, yeah. They
Ah,
were with Ben
Sky,
and the
Sky. I think it was Sky footage I was watching, so I wouldn't have heard them.
yeah. What do you think to the old Crusher Ben situation now? Now it looks like it's coming to. You think that he should get a ban?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but he's just messing us about. What do you think to Rooney situation? Do you think he'll fight Wayne Rooney?
Well, there was word of that, wasn't it? Is that a Misfits bout he's been mooted, or was it an actual proper boxing match?
I don't know. I'll tell you what is a mess. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, mate. They can't do that to us, surely.
Yeah, shouldn't be people fighting at that age. That's just my own view. Yeah.
We don't want to see that, do we, mate? Come on.
What happens if a guy that age gets a brain injury or whatever? I remember, oh, way back. I mean, George Foreman's like a one-off. He came back and fought on until he was probably nearly 50, didn't he? But he trained really hard, didn't he? He put the work in. But I thought, was it Greg Page that came back? See, maybe inspired other people in their 40s. Oh, if he can do it, I can do it. But they probably didn't put the same work. Was it Greg Page that got a brain injury? He was maybe early 40s. He came back and got a brain injury. It's no good, eh? It's no good. I don't want to see people that age fight. It's just wrong, eh?
Yeah, of course it is. Well, did they have good bone density in them days like they do now?
I mean, you never know. Jake Paul might get hurt, but it's
Oh,
if Tyson does get hurt, there's going to be a big no. It should never have happened and all that. Well, and all the anti-boxing folk will get them mileage, won't it? So nah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it at all.
all I want to see now are these Ben results. I want to see what's going on with this because I've just got a feeling that it's going to go to a 2 year ban,
Yeah,
a 4 year ban with 2 years suspended, and time served, and he's done his 2 year. And he can fight in UK again. He's already fought in America. And I keep going on about it, but I can't get it out of my head what they've
yeah.
done. So, and you know everything Julian said, it was bang on, wasn't it? And
He
he
was.
said,
He's nah.
and he said AJ had flattened Ngannou, didn't he? He did, didn't he?
Spot on. He's got a crystal ball, hasn't
He says he'll flatten him. He did. He said he'll run over him. So but
I mean, I thought he'd beat him, but I didn't. I actually thought I was probably misled a bit because I watched Froch's interview with the True Geordie guy.
yeah,
So he'd obviously watched Ngannou's whole career, which I haven't. I hadn't really seen any of his stuff. And he said he'd never ever seen Ngannou hurt. He'd seen him tired, but he'd never seen him hurt. So I'm thinking, well, he's never been hurt by getting kneed in the face, kicked in the face, and elbowed and whatnot. And Fury couldn't do nothing with him at the time. We still didn't really know, was that what if that was what if Fury was all right that night? And he is tougher on the thing, but nah, it was wrong. I was happy to say I'm wrong on that all accounts there. So I thought I thought Big Meech would beat him probably on points, but if Ngannou caught him, he could hurt him. It could be a bit of an banana skin case, but nah, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was right on Parker, but I was wrong on that.
You know that about he could take kicks to head and that. Yeah, but that's not a boxer's punch coming at a
No,
fast with 10-ounce gloves on, right? Right on the button while you're stood in a different position to how you would be at MMA. It's a totally different. It's not on floor getting whacked and all that. It's totally different. It's two different sports. It's like cricket and baseball, isn't it?
yeah. I actually questioned whether the ref should have let him go on. The ref never asked him. Remember when Fury got dropped in the first Wilder fight, 12th round?
They let them carry on, didn't they?
The ref asked him to walk to the corner and come back again. And Fury did that all right. I don't know how, but he did it all right. But he just kind of dusted Ngannou's gloves. He didn't ask him to walk to the corner and back or anything, which I think is a good thing because he's got to use his brain to change direction and whatnot. He didn't do that. And I thought, and then when you seen him walk back towards Joshua, he just stood there. It's like he was just waiting to be hit. So he was like a sitting duck. So I felt that was bad. Maybe the ref's closer to the action than I am, but that's just the impression I got. I thought he shouldn't have been allowed to take that further punch, but because that was a sickening knockout, that wasn't it?
Oh, it was massive, wasn't it, mate?
Mm.
What do you
The
see?
fair,
Go on, sorry.
but fair play to Big Meech. He did what he had to do, yeah. So got to give him props
Big
for that.
Meech couldn't do any more than what he did,
Yeah.
could he really? Big Meech.
No.
He couldn't, could he?
No,
What
you got to give him props for that. But Eddie Hills is out of order, saying he's the baddest man on the planet. Nonsense.
baddest man on the planet? Do you know what? Right? Do you know Eddie? He's so far removed from reality, isn't he? You know, as if people are going to believe that Usyk's done him twice.
Exactly,
He's
yeah.
not the baddest man on the planet. He's got 3 losses on his record. He beat Andy Ruiz, the last victory over a champion, in 2019, but it was Andy Ruiz who beat him first, wasn't it?
That's right.
And
And
it
what
was
annoyed me,
and it was a stinker on points rematch.
nah, it's a terrible fight. Eh? What annoyed me is the Gad coming. He keeps saying, "Oh, the second Joshua fight with Usyk, oh, he was closer. He was closer." What? What planet's the Gad on? He's just on a lick fest, isn't he? He's actually annoying me on quite a few things.
Do you think oh, the God's annoying you, Andy?
He's annoying. He's getting on my wick.
Yeah, don't annoy Andy. He'll turn green.
He needs to get real instead of all this nonsense.
We could we are the God, could we?
No,
What did he say again? What did he say he said?
he keeps going on about when Joshua the rematch with Usyk. He was closer to beating him that time, and he thinks this Joshua now would beat Usyk. I'm like, what planet's he on? Eh? He's watched boxing long enough.
Come on. He's
He needs
off
to get
cuckoo.
he needs to get real. He's watched boxing long enough to know better than that, or he should know better than that.
They could wait while Usyk gets to 40 like Zhang.
Aye. That's the only reason he'll beat him is if he got old. But I think Usyk. I'm hoping Usyk will retire at the right time. Man.
Oh yeah.
I think he will. I think he's not a stupid guy. I think the guys round about him have probably got his best interests at heart.
Yeah,
Well,
he might beat Fury and say Tata.
that's it. Just right off into sunset.
Yeah.
I don't think he's driven by money, is he? The same as some.
Yeah, mate. I don't think Usyk is, mate.
Nah.
I think he's a man of the people.
Yeah.
I think he's that good a bloke. All right then, mate. I'm gonna get off.
Good to see you. Hear you.
Thanks for coming on, Andy. Listen, you take care.
You too,
God
pal.
bless.
All the best.
You mate. Bye.
Good health.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Go on, peace out. Booyaka.